Hello! How are you all? I hope you're having a fabulous day. We are here, you might recognize, we are in the Shadowhunters tweet suite. There are fewer props than there were because they've taken them all back because now we're shooting again. Lots of fun. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the Kat Takeover today. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. It's kind of fun because I only had one short scene this morning, and now I've kind of had a chance to hang out and take some other pictures and goof off a little bit on set, which is a lot of fun. What can I tell you about Clace? I can tell you about Clace that it's complicated and it's tumultuous and it's a lot of fun. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy how things are shaping up. Let's see, there's some good questions up here. If I was invisible for a day, what would I do? Oh, that's a good question, Robert. I would probably bake and then go around and like deliver a bunch of things because I love doing surprise deliveries of baked goods and doing little helpful things for people, and I would probably do those things. But if you're invisible, it's easier to surprise people because I'm really not a sneaky person. I'm bad at scaring people. I'm bad at surprising people. It's pretty good. Kaylee, I believe that's how you pronounce your name, asks if I've ever done my own stunts. I actually do most of my own stunts on the show. Most of us do, which is a lot of fun. It's something that we are all very passionate about, doing everything we can for the show, and it's contributing to the physicality of our characters, and also it's great to be able to learn these skills as well, and you know, as much as we can do to bring these characters to life, we do, and we have an amazing team of stunt coordinators and trainers who help us out and are teaching us, not only helping us with our fitness, but they're also teaching us the fundamentals of a lot of different martial arts so that we can actually apply those techniques to the choreography, and it's pretty wonderful. We have them to thank for a lot on the show. Let's see. What's my favorite episode of Shadowhunters? I think my favorite episode of Shadowhunters hasn't been shot yet. Or maybe it has. I don't know. The season's been really great, and 2B is shaping up to be kind of incredible. It's a whole new ball game. So I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Well, Clary's favorite song.
Clary's favorite song? Right now, see, it always changes. I'm the same way. With music, I change my mind a lot. I think Clary's favorite song right now would probably be Castle by Halsey, or My Shot from Hamilton, because everyone knows I'm Hamilton obsessed. The hardest thing I've done as Clary. This is what I love about Clary, is there's always a new challenge, and there's always something fun to do. Sometimes it's very cold. That can be a bit of a challenge, but you know, I have a system now to get through that. The stunts are challenging, but in a good way, because it forces us to grow, and we learn new things, and it's always changing. It's always fun. There's always something new to some new skill to learn, some new move to conquer, something new in there. And then emotionally, the characters keep growing and changing, and they keep throwing challenging stuff at us, but it's only for the benefit of the characters and for the growth of us as actors and for the growth of the show. Although one really difficult shot I had to do the other day, I was holding a mirror. It's so funny how the littlest things can be just tricky. I was holding a mirror and I had to open the mirror and line it up with the camera and with me and with the lights and everything else, and it was so infinitesimal. Marianne says, if I could go somewhere on a trip with the cast, where would I go? I think I would go on a trip to somewhere where we can explore, somewhere with fun nature or a really interesting city, somewhere, because we're a very fun group when it comes to antics, and I think a place where we can really have a fun adventure would be great. Any tidbits, Shanna, for when the show starts back up? We're back June 5th, so lots of things there, new characters, new plot lines. Valentine's apocalypse is impending, and also dealing with the aftermath of what happened in episode 10.
What's it like working with Will Tudor?
I love working with Will Tudor. He's a wonderful addition to the show, and he's come right into the group and really, really fit in with the family. So it's wonderful to have. We have a lot of new characters and new people coming in that are just fabulous. There are always questions. Fernanda says, if you could choose another hair color, which one would it be? I don't know, I've been blonde. I've been red. I'd love to do something crazy. There are a lot of amazing edits out there that change our hair color, and they do this like weird pink dusty rose color a lot. I want to have that for a character someday. I think that'd be really fun. Let's see. I have to find out these questions. There's so many questions. Tegan says, Tegan, have you ever managed to prank anyone or gotten Dom back for pranking me? Well, we did that crossover with the Rings movie where I did prank Dom, and he's said he's going to prank me back, but it hasn't happened yet. So I can only assume that he's planning something that's going to be astronomically complicated and intricate or just terrifying. So at this point I'm resigned to the fact that I'm going to be pranked soon. I hope. We'll see. Ooh, my advice to Clary would be take a breath and listen to people. Clary, you are surrounded by people who know more than you do, sometimes, who have more experience than you do sometimes. So, you know, maybe, take their advice. Occasionally. Sarah says, will you fight more in 2B? Yes, there are lots of fights in 2B. 2B, you really get to see Clary. You started to see it in 2A, but you get to see Clary really begin to fight her own battles and really begin to be a part of the Shadowhunters team in a real way. Instead of as sort of the newbie tag-along, she becomes an active member of the team. And that is something that, it's a huge step for her in her journey, and it's something that I've had a great time, crafting. It's been a long time, and we finally earned it, and we finally gotten to this point where she's becoming a real Shadowhunter, and that is... It's so gratifying to finally be, on the team and a part of working, and to get to kick a little ass sometimes, Marcella, what other supernatural creature would you like to be in Shadowhunters? I think I'd like to be a warlock. There's something about it that I love. Maybe it's just the fact that Harry is so amazing and creates all of these... of course, I'm moving the selfie stick, but creates all of these incredible, magical movements that he does. It's pretty amazing. But I would love to be a warlock. Have I read the books? Donna, yes, I have read the books. I have read all 6 of the Mortal Instruments books, and I really enjoyed the world, and especially because most of the books are written from Clary's perspective, getting to kind of see that come to life and see the details of what she looks at in each person and what she responds to and what she sees, and the little things that she notices. It sort of informs how she feels about each character and their relationship a little bit. And yes, the books are massively different than the series at this point, but it's nice because they each have their own life, and each one can inform the other. And at least for me, as someone who loved the books, there's something magical about reading a book for the first time, and when you're able to do that, you can never have that experience again. You always still love the story, you always still love that experience, and you'll always have the memory of that, but you can never relive it again. But then with the series, every time I get a new script, I feel like I'm reading the books again for the first time. I'm re-experiencing the story in a new way, and hopefully that's how audiences feel as well. I am so happy. Somebody just asked about the GLAAD Award. I have to take a minute to say a huge congrats to Matt and Harry and everybody on the show who's worked so hard to make Malik as special as it is, because we understand what an important relationship that is and what that means to people, and the fact that GLAAD recognized that is a huge thing. And so I want to thank everybody at GLAAD and everybody who had a minute to make Malik what it is. It's very exciting for all of us. A favorite rune. I love the angelic rune. I actually have one tattooed along with some of the other cast members. But no, I love it because it's not only is it sort of the symbol for the Shadowhunters and it's a symbol of angelic power, but it's a symbol of strength, and it stands for an angelic blessing. And to me, that's sort of all-encompassing of what this show has been for me. Ashley, do you have any say in the wardrobe for your character? We have an amazing wardrobe designer who, she's influenced my style, how I dress in my everyday life, because she's so amazing. But we've kind of crafted Clary's style, but she and I have been on the same page from day one. So we have a lot of fun in our fittings with Shelly Mansell is the name of our wardrobe designer. Shelly, myself, and the rest of her team are incredible, and it's so much fun to craft it and mix and match the different pieces with the denim and the jackets and the different silhouettes and things that we can bring in and different colors, because each character has a color palette and each character has sort of a style of their own now. And it's that blend of Clary's artist past with her Shadowhunter present and future that she always lives in that world of in-between. So it's neat to bring in elements of both into her wardrobe. Somebody says, Chelsea says, do you love art as much as Clary? I wouldn't consider myself a visual artist, even though I do love to sketch sometimes, but I don't have as much time to as I'd like to. My grandmother's a watercolor artist, and so I grew up painting with her, and I grew up making things with her, and so I always had an appreciation for art, and I've always loved art and art history and things like this. So playing a character that is an artist, I can understand that, because I grew up with that. I've always had that as a huge influence on my life, and I think it's something that grounds Clary in reality, in this world of, the shadows, if you will. Favorite memory from filming so far? I have so many memories from shooting this show. It's really magical. My favorite moments are the ones where we're on set and it's late at night and it's about 2 a.m. We've been shooting all night and everyone's just silly and you almost don't even know what you're saying, you don't even know what you're doing, but somehow you're creating and you're making art, and you're making this TV show and you're all in it together and you're in the trenches, you're a part of the story, and there's this sort of camaraderie to it that it creates another level of understanding. Marika, what thing has shocked you the most when you read it in the script? There are a few things. We just got a few more scripts, and there are a few things that are very shocking. I'd like to tell you some specifics, but I cannot. Christy, well, please tell your daughter Caitlin hello, and that I'm so glad that you get to watch the show together. That's amazing. Something that my mom, I'm very close to my mom, but I don't get to see her a lot now, obviously, because I'm shooting and traveling and things like this. Something that we do, that we always used to do together growing up, is actually watch some of our favorite TV shows, because we can still do it remotely, and then next time I talk to her, we'll FaceTime the next day or we'll FaceTime right after, and we'll talk about it and get to share the experience and get to sort of connect over that. And then, whenever we are together, there's a few little things, like when we're in the same city, there's a few restaurants that we go to it's our place. That's where we go, and that's where we hang out, and it's lovely. I'm so glad you get to connect with your daughter over that. Let's see. My gosh, there's so many. Oh, there's so much to look forward to in 2B, I gotta tell you. There is... What can I say without spoiling it? I mean, there's new characters. There are new sets, new locations, new supernatural elements that you've never seen before, new demons. It's great because, the show built up to such a point in episode 10. And now, moving forward, we just continue. We start at that high point and keep building and keep growing. Something I can tell you, though, is that all of the characters change drastically in 2B. All of the characters grow immensely. The world is changing around us, and so the characters and the relationships are forced to change along with that. And it becomes the situation of no relationship and no character will escape unscathed and unchanged. Some for better, some for worse. And that's what I can tell you. What useful rune would you want Clary to create? I would want Clary to create a closet cleaning rune. Because that's something I'm so bad at, is keeping my closet organized. Yes, I would need help with that one. Let me see, how much time do I have left? Okay, I've got a couple minutes. I've got like 5 more minutes. My days off set, I usually spend training. We have an amazing fitness trainer here who kicks our butts, but in the best way possible. He's incredible. We all have him to thank for so much. What else do I do? It's fun to explore Toronto. That's been really fun. It's such a great city, and there's so many things to do and so many things to see, and different restaurants to try, different sightseeing things to do. That's something I love. But generally, we just spend time together as a cast and decompress, and I get errands done. So I have very mundane weekends, usually. Shanika says, you really mature in your character. What was your turning point? Clary's journey, so much has happened in such a short amount of time that there are several turning points that happen very quickly, and she is forced to grow up so quickly. But, I think that's important, because if she's going to become a real part of the Shadow World and really establish herself as a leader and as a Shadowhunter and as a heroine, she has to have that sense of maturity and that sense of responsibility, if you will. But from the moment she found out, that Valentine was her father, from the moment her mother was taken, all of these moments have helped to shape her. But Jocelyn's death was a big one, because it was her first step into the world of, oh, I don't have my mom to look out for me anymore, I have to look out for myself. And then after that, finding out that she was sort of the key to Valentine's destruction plan, that's another sense of responsibility. And even moving forward in 2B, the fact that she knows that her father is out to sort of destroy the downworld, and that she does have a reputation because she is a Morgenstern. There's this responsibility that she feels to even overdo, to sort of breach that gap and to really be the one that helps defeat Valentine and to be instrumental in that fight because it is her father. And he has done a lot of things that have hurt a lot of people, and anything she can do to make up for that, she will do. Angels or demons? That's an interesting question. You know, something that I've learned, and something that the shadow world really makes apparent, is that there is no real pure good or pure evil. It's the gray areas in between that the real good intentions come from. And, you know, the world shapes so much of our intentions and our perception of good and evil that there's never a simple answer to that question. Let's see, I'm looking for like a couple more questions that I can answer that I haven't already. And then I'm gonna... Chelsea. Yes, I love wearing black. Black is my color palette as well. My closet is about 3/4 black and gray clothing, and then a little tiny sliver of color. Jody, if I'm stuck on a desert island, which cast member do I ring to help you? I would probably call Matt Dario. Because not only does he always have a unique perspective and very interesting conversations, but he always knows trivia and knowledge and little tidbits of information, and has always done extensive research on them. So that he will have a way to help me get off the island, or to come save me from the island. I'm going to do one more question. Ooh, favorite set! That's a really difficult question, because every time a new set is built, I don't know how they do it. They're amazing. Our set design team here is so beyond incredible. I love Hunter's Moon. I was just hanging out on Hunter's Moon a minute ago. It's a place that I would love to hang out if it was a real bar. There's a sort of grounded quality to it that's really incredible. But also, what else do I love? The Institute's beautiful, and they keep expanding it, and they keep changing it, and it keeps growing, and it's kind of become a home away from home for us, which is awesome. But anyway, I would love to hear about your favorite sets. So keep watching the show. We are back June 5th. Stay tuned for the rest of my cat takeover, and it's been so lovely chatting with you guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, angels.